it came down to the point where you needed to understand the assignment. You needed to understand the assignment. You had to solve for why. You realized that failure was not an option. And you also realized that you needed the formula. Yes, you needed the formula. You understood the assignment. So now let's talk about why is it important to solve for why? The big why in your life. Why am I worried about this and that? Why should I push myself to do this or that? Why am I even here right now? Why am I even dealing with these circumstances? The big why. You realized you had to solve for why in the grand equation of your life. You got to the point where you realized you needed to understand why your life was going the way it was going. You wanted to know why your efforts proved to not yield the desired results, despite your tremendous potential and input. When you started questioning why, you started to see the overall role you played in your life. Yes. From why, you saw reason and purpose. Why brought you to face the challenges leading to solutions. Solving for why got you to take action. Are you not grateful for why? Before we get to Z, it's not yet time to conclude yet. As we stated earlier, failure wasn't an option, not in your book. You took accountability, without a doubt. You could no longer give your power over to others by always pointing fingers and seeing them as factors that will mightily into your overall well-being. You appreciated variety. You knew from applying yourself accordingly to that which you put your heart to, you will have access to more. So, you took it upon yourself to rise above the limiting mindset to allow yourself to see infinite possibilities. You learned from your mistakes and the mistakes of others. Every error was a chance to reevaluate and assess how things could be done better. You maintained a growth mindset. That's why you couldn't be stopped. You turned challenges and obstacles to stepping stones, seeing opportunities for advancement in chaotic situations. You possess such a powerful mindset. Are you ready to get to the formula? You got to realize that you needed the formula because you worked through the problem tirelessly and you did not arrive at a solution. You are one that goes for positive results. And how could you land at positive results if you did not register the formula? Because it was going to save you a whole lot of time. Once you have the formula, it'll save a whole lot of other people a lot of time once you have the formula ready for them. You knew that though the journey was important, getting to the destination was the actual priority. You could not set out to get to a destination and then ended up deviating. And as you get off on the wrong exit, you decide to make that your final stop because you knew that the destination was the actual priority. You didn't shy away from doing all that was necessary and required of you to get to the finish line. Yes, you took it upon yourself. You did not develop a mindset that will get you to quit. You knew you had to see it all the way through so you could leave word for someone coming after you who might find themselves on the same path. You cannot tell somebody what sits at the end of a path if even you yourself haven't taken it upon yourself to journey all the way through, to see it for yourself, to really speak out of experience and not from what you heard. Though you might have been ashamed of your mistakes, though you might have been ashamed of your setbacks, you never let them get in the way of you pushing yourself to make progress. Yes, because you understood that all of that was only a part of what was building you, making you to be that which would be the best example for someone else. You embraced it. At the center of it all, you didn't lose yourself while journeying through it all, because you got to realize that the real self is truly not even affected by everything else. Forever grateful, aren't we? Thank you so much for tuning into The Chosen's Path at My Spiritual Friend in Need. I am hoping that you found this piece beneficial to you today. If we are to recap what we touched on, I hope you got to realize the importance of understanding the assignment. You got to see the importance of solving for the big why in your life. You already made up your mind and you said failure was not an option. And you also saw the importance of utilizing the formula that those who came before you put in place, saving you all the time. And even if not of that, after you got to solve whatever the problem was, you left back a formula so someone else would be able to make it much more easier for their own journey. I pray and hope you all will stay connected with me. I would be looking forward to your lovely comments in the comment section. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for hitting that like button. That way we can get the algorithm to share this video. Praying for you, sending you love, light, and courage. Until next time, be blessed.